All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another video for Fear the Walking Dead after that Season 5 finale. We'll do another Q&A because we got lots of questions from you guys. And let's start off by saying that the Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 finale probably could have been worse. Alright guys, so I decided we would go ahead and do at least one more video for Fear the Walking Dead. We'll probably do some more after this one because I do think there is still, enough to talk about after that Season 5 finale. Of course, The Walking Dead Season 10 is coming in now, and still not everybody has watched it. In fact, even though they have premiere, I think most people haven't watched it yet. So I did post a review for it, and for AMC Premiere, I do apologize as per usual because a lot of people haven't seen it yet, and, some people watched it on Sunday. So they watched it on the day when Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 finale actually aired. But for those who haven't seen it, on this weekend, the reviews on the channel, you can watch it for the Season 10 premiere for The Walking Dead if you want to see my thoughts on it. We go through every scene in detail. I decided just to do that instead of doing like a, like a non-spoiler version and then actually doing it's like just do the, do the thing. People can watch it when they see it. And, so I don't know, maybe next time we'll do that. But, it takes more effort to do two videos. It's kind of like two videos for the same thing. So might as well just do it, and then people can watch it when they've actually seen the episode. So, the Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 finale. So, most of the stuff for this back half of Season 5 of Fear has been pretty negative. And not just with me, like not personally with me. If you look at Forbes, for example, the guys at Forbes that do reviews for Fear the Walking Dead, the second half especially, and they mostly didn't like the first half either. I did, because I really enjoyed kind of the entertainment factor of the first half, but not everybody did. The second half, for me, especially for Season 5, was kind of weaker than usual. But with the finale, I don't feel so bad about it now because people have kind of convinced me that, well, Trev, even though, we did see this stuff with Morgan and everything, chances are he's going to live. For example, Jordan Colley said, Trev, you can put all those theories to rest by remembering Morgan's own words, which were, quote, "I don't die." So that's true. So, so it's cool. Jack G says, if a Season 1 character like Morgan went out like this, I'll be disgusted. What was the point of the crossover? So we'll see what they end up doing next season when it comes back, but most of the comments from what I'm hearing, probably high 80 to 90% are that, yeah, Morgan's going to survive. It's no big deal. Don't worry about it. It's not going to be, which is kind of like, sort of like the second sort of fake out death that they did this season. Maybe you could count it as third, if you count Grace, because we did get the impression earlier on that because of the radiation exposure and stuff like this that she was going to. But, really the Season 5 finale could have been a lot worse because they could have done something crazy like they did in the season. I view what they did in the Season 4 mid-season finale with the Madison death at that time as kind of a pretty crazy thing to do. Like, I don't know if it was for budget or what, like if you didn't want to have two kind of, people, like have Morgan and have Madison at the same time, but you could have at least done it for maybe one season or something. I don't know. So at least they didn't do something that crazy and do something like kill off Alicia or kill off, actually fully kill Morgan off, with most of us thinking that, okay, he will survive. And like, for example, the second shot that Virginia uses against him, which is a blank or just a fake, right? It doesn't do it. That maybe is telling for us right there. If they were going to do it, if it was going to be a full-on death for Morgan, they would have kind of done it there. And that makes basically, my predictions for this half were totally wrong. And I'm glad, we didn't see Alicia killed off. We didn't see Strand killed off, which is good. So Alicia didn't have to look at the flowers, which is really good. So here's some flowers here, but you can't, just don't look at them. That's all, right? So they set that up. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. They set that up last season with both Nick and Madison, actually in kind of brilliant fashion, where they had them both look at the blue bonnets. And that was kind of, kind of telling the audience ahead of time, sort of like foreshadowing that they were looking at the flowers like Carol and Lizzie and that. So it was kind of ahead of time, sort of like a way of telling the audience this was going to happen before it did. Luckily, this half, we didn't really, with Season 5, none of those theories ended up really coming to fruition, like her being ill, her being sick, and actually just dying. The Phoenix one actually is one that I like that theory, the idea of kind of Madison coming back. Some people think that maybe in Season 6 we could see Madison come back and save Morgan or something like that. I'm pretty much of the opinion now, I'm pretty much going to say, like, unless we see something, and even a phoenix on a tree is probably not enough, but unless we see some kind of indication that it's even possible that Madison could return. I'm going to pretty much rule out, all theories or possibilities about this. It's not that I don't like them. I would love to see Madison return for Fear the Walking Dead in season 6 if they could do it. I just don't think they're going to, right? Like, if she was the one to come in and save Morgan, that would be awesome for the fans and everybody. But, I really don't see it. I don't see them bringing Kim Dickens back, like, full-time to be, in every episode and stuff, because they've added on so many characters already, and, Fear probably doesn't have the budget to do that. And I think with this back half season, because they added on so many characters, they added on Virginia, they did all this other stuff, and there's just a lot of survivors in the show right now because of how many new ones they've introduced and new ones they've added on. I'm just not sure, I don't think they'd be able to do that. I don't think they'd be able to add her back on and have that, make sense in terms of a fiscal standpoint. I don't think they do it, is really what it comes down to. I just don't think they will. So I'm happy that basically all the theories were wrong. I'm happy that they're kind of moving on from the whole radiation concept. I guess I'm happy to a degree that Grace is going to survive, that she ends up being kind of pregnant instead of sick, which is a decent twist and everything. It's kind of funny for Morgan and that. And, you would like to see maybe her and Morgan be reunited later on and some kind of relationship kind of grow there or something for Morgan. That'd be good for Morgan. For him to be killed off at this time would just be so tragic, right? So, because there's obviously more that they can do there, and I think they've set up some good stuff between him and Grace this half. And of course with Alicia too, I think they're going to move on from the radiation thing, the whole illness thing. I think the scene where Grace tells her that, you'll be fine, you wash off right away, that thing is basically what we should go with, and that they're probably like the "you are ill" in the tree thing, or "you're still here," right? I think maybe it really was fans just reading into it too much and taking the ill out of still, and I'm happy for that. I don't think it was intentional for them to kind of put that in and have people kind of notice that. I think it's just a sort of a coincidence, or just sort of something that just kind of happened, and it was not intentional for people to kind of read it that way. So lots of theories for this back half of season 5 for Fear. None of them ended up being correct. They all ended up basically being wrong, which is okay. At least you can say the show is unpredictable. I think, if you would have changed a few small things in season 5 second half, it could have been a lot better. If you would have moved on from the found footage stuff with Althea, because I think they just did it too much. If you would have reduced the help thing a little bit so they didn't try to help people so much in season 5, it could have been a lot better. Like, you can still have helping people be one of your, primary motivators for your group in the zombie apocalypse. That can still be something you do. You can still like to help people and want to help people, but you don't have to, kind of put yourself in such dire straits that you run out of food and water, and that just when someone comes in like Virginia and screws you over, you're so easy to fold right away, which is kind of what made it sort of sad at the end, to where it's like you have this group that they want to help people, and they end up kind of burning themselves out to the point where they've taken on all these people, and now they can't feed them all, and they don't have anywhere to go, and they're trying to find this like perfect place, and it doesn't exist. And they had that mall. It's like, well, why don't you just move into the mall, right? I don't know. Maybe there's no water nearby or something like that. I don't know. But I don't know. The place that they ended up going to, seemed like it was okay. But just the way everything went through. So really, what I'm saying is that I think it was definitely a weak half. It was definitely one of the weaker halves they've done in Fear the Walking Dead. But I don't think it's going to permanently destroy the show or damage the show. Like, they didn't do anything in this half, I think. Any major character deaths or anything like that. I do think Morgan's going to survive. If I'm wrong in season 6 and Morgan does die, okay, then the one I'm saying here doesn't follow through. But I think as angry as everybody was about the second half of season 5 of Fear, it didn't do probably any long-term damage aside from kind of maybe burning out some fans and fans just getting tired of it and not wanting to watch. Maybe you'd rather it be a little bit boring or not the best of quality like episode 15, rather than doing some major character death that is irrevocable. You can't really, but even then, I guess maybe it's possible you can kind of do dumpster situations and take some of those back, like people want to see for Madison. But like I said, I don't think I don't think we will. Matt Paterson says, I just saw The Walking Dead season 10 premiere today. Man, it was refreshing after season 5 of Fear. It put it to shame. So the biggest thing with me watching the season 10 premiere of Walking Dead was just visually how stunning it is. it's visually stunning. I don't know if they upgraded all their equipment, if it's just Greg Nicotero and the oceanside view and the sun and everything was just really just looked amazing. Whatever it was, I just thought it was like visually like, wow, man, it just looks amazing, compared to what we're kind of used to for Walking Dead. It really looked like movie, big budget movie quality in the first episode of season 10. And those of you guys who haven't seen it yet, don't worry, you'll see what I'm saying, like the zombies and everything, just incredible. So I hope next season for Fear season 6, maybe they can upgrade their equipment. Maybe they'll move away from the idea of keeping it like this old school kind of horror look that The Walking Dead was sticking to for a long time. They were sticking to using like older stuff like that, like the old school horror movies, like the Romero films and that. And maybe for Fear, maybe they'll move on next year with season 6 to kind of upgrade their equipment too, and maybe it'll look better as well. But because of the way the storyline works with season 6 and it being like Virginia and mostly group based, we'll probably see something more like with what happened with the Saviors in like season 7 or season 8. Well, not that people want that, but just based on the group being split up and all being in different spots, it's going to be probably something like that, as far as what we've seen, it being probably closest to Rick and the others when they were under the Saviors and they had to listen to Negan. It's kind of like one of those types of situations with Virginia now, and maybe Morgan will have to, get her back or something, or free them, or do something. Maybe Morgan will go into clear mode. That'll be cool. If they did that, I would really like season 6. If he kind of says screw this helping thing, and then maybe after season 6 he decides, okay, what we have to do is we have to go somewhere in the middle. You can't help everybody and just do that, and you can't kill everybody either. You have to have it somewhere in the middle. And maybe if you're more towards helping more than hurting, then that's great. That's what a good person is and what a good person does. But you can't always go 100% to the help side, and you can't always go 100% to the hurt side. Otherwise, you're a villain like maybe the governor or somebody like that, right? So Pat Thomas said, I hate AMC premiere. I liked it when we all watched it at the same time. So yeah, Pat, I'm sorry, man. It's just what it is. But even for Fear, they were showing the episodes, I think, on Fridays. So a lot of people were watching it on Friday or like Saturday. I was just watching it on Sunday as per usual with you guys. But yeah, you can't fault anybody if they can't wait and they want to watch it early. Same with Walking Dead premieres. You can't. It's like they want to watch it. They're fans, so if they want to watch it. What can you say about it? And Kevin Evans said, I say go down with the ship, Trev. I'm currently watching Talking Dead, and Chris Hardwick even looks uninspired. Gotta believe next season will be its last for Fear. So I don't know, man. It seems like AMC is just hard set on just going through regardless. Like no matter what, they're just going to go ahead full steam ahead. So maybe Premiere is doing that well for them with signups for Walking Dead stuff. That's kind of their next sort of thing that they want to do. If there's enough people that want to get Premiere for Walking Dead, then hey, that's fine. I'm not against them doing a season 7 or 8 of Fear. I'd like to see it continue during the summer. There's nothing else on that I'm interested in. But, I have been disappointed, as we all have, I think, with this second half of season 5. And we'll see. But, it's probably never going to have the same resources that the original does. And, as far as the people that are involved, like the directors and everything like that, Greg Nicotero, people like that, they're going to keep them on the original or go to the movies. They're going to have new people come in for Fear. Like episode 15, I think, was a fairly new director. So when you get new people on, it's like they have to kind of get used to it first. And you're going to, you're not going to give all your best people, all of them, to Fear, even though Satcher Zemeckis is kind of working on Fear now from what we've seen. So we'll see how it goes. But, I hope it kind of continues. I just like to see maybe something that makes a little bit more sense than we saw in the back half and less of the camera, right? It's crazy, right? So last one will be from Robert Wild. He said, Trev looks so defeated in this video. I feel so bad for him. So I was feeling a bit, man. We reviewed, I stayed with Fear all the way through season 5, and we did reviews for every episode. We followed it through right till the end episode. And then to see Morgan killed off in the finale episode, for me, I was like, oh my God. But luckily that wasn't the case. And, he's most likely going to survive, and it's most likely some kind of, fake out type of situation, which that's better. I'm not a huge fan of fake out deaths, but hey, it's better than actually killing them off. If you got to do that, then do it that way. Anyway, that's it for this video today, guys. We'll see you again soon for another Walking Dead video. Lots more coming with Walking Dead Season 10 just premiering, and probably less and less for Fear as time goes on. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.